Hey, we right here. You know where you at, baby. You have any questions? How fast does this thing go?
Like,
how fast have you topped it?
In general?
Yeah.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. So in case you haven't seen, this is my new daily 1997 Mazda Miata I bought for $1,000 from my neighbor. We did a bunch of work to this thing, and on top of that we also had some very funny public reactions and one of the coolest cops to pull us over yet. Some YouTubers just split everything up and upload them different days, but I'm just gonna go ahead and shove everything together just as a bonus. Besides, this is not my regular type of content. I usually build stuff from scratch. But guys, grab a snack or a drink or something, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Guys, it is pretty crazy what fresh paint can do. I think that looks much better. Makes those yellow calipers really pop. I think I just changed my mind on actually buying a set of new wheels. We did go with the lower profile tire, 195/45 on a 7-inch rim, I believe. I'm happy with that. Go ahead and get coilovers and lower this thing down. Guys, the time has finally come. We're going to be turning this thing into a track / drift car. Pretty much like a driver's car on a budget. This thing is a driver's car and I want to keep it that way. Kind of accentuate the handling abilities and the driver pleasure. What we're going to be doing is installing coilovers. We're going to be installing urethane bushings. Should make it a little bit more precise in the turns. Since this is a budget build, we are going to be welding the diff. So guys, I'm really excited for this. Let's go ahead and jump in and get started on pretty much tearing the whole drivetrain out. So I don't know about other cars, but removing the diff in a Miata is extremely difficult. And I knew this and I prepared for it, but I didn't think it was going to be this difficult. So the axles were seized inside the hubs and no amount of hammering or pressing would get them out. So what I ended up doing is unbolting the calipers and the spindles and using the axles as a slide hammer, and eventually I popped them out of the differential. And I ended up busting up the circlips, so I had to buy a set of new axles. If you're wondering why my videos were delayed a little bit, well, that's probably why. Because this was such a difficult job, especially without a lift. And I'm not complaining, I'm just telling the truth.
As you can see, we got the drive shaft off. Now all that is left to do is unhook the power plant frame and then do the bolts for the differential, and then it's gonna fall out. I did go ahead and take the exhaust off and this tubular support. I'm just gonna be honest and say that this process has been absolute hell. There's the puppy. Oh my gosh, finally. That was a battle. Oh man. Wow. So I couldn't pull these axles out of the hub no matter what I tried. So just had to yank this whole axle out of the diff. I tried hammering this. I even put it in my 20-ton press. And as you can see, there's the damage. I made a little boo-boo. I didn't properly put these on there. It basically squished this whole joint. And it bent the spindle pretty bad. I can't even get it back into the A-arms. So I guess the spindle is trash. There's really no way to bend it back. I mean, it doesn't look like much, but this moved back about an inch. I guess this will go to another project. I just went ahead and stole the hubs off the buggy. I mean, these are perfectly straight. So we got our coilovers installed. They're looking super fresh. Got all the bushings installed. So we went ahead and bought 2 new axles. I just needed them right now, so I paid a little bit extra. The lesson here is there wasn't enough NICs on the old axles. So I'm gonna put as much of it as possible on this new axle. Alright guys, here is the moment of truth. Oh wow, that is low. Dang, that is low. Wow. Now that the rear is pretty much done, we have the car on jack stands, and there's the stock angle just for reference. But what I want to do is cut the spindles up, re-weld them, add more angle, but most importantly to me is to quicken up the steering response. Cutting knuckles is free. Let's go ahead and jump right in. Alrighty guys, we got the spindles out, and I love how small they are and simple they are. I love how there's no pinch bolts. We could totally use something like this for like a buggy or a race car. I'm only going to take about an inch off. Worst comes to worst, we can just buy new spindles, but we definitely need to clean them up really nicely. This procedure, I gotta make sure everything is clean. So there you go guys, I put in some really hot passes and made sure to preheat everything. We got plenty of weld, so I think this should be good. We'll just let it cool down and then try to replicate the same exact thing. So this last one turned out the best. Check that out guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in some sand and let it cool down. So yeah guys, I had to shorten the tie rods. I cut them, shortened them, welded them,
and then I grinded it down, and then I fit a sleeve over it, welded it for even more strength.
Yeah, now we just gotta do a little DIY alignment.
Guys, the car is finally off jack stands, and guys, just appreciate how low that is. I still need to level it out more, kind of adjust the coilovers. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop in and test this thing out. Go ahead and pop the top. It feels a lot better, a lot stiffer. So the steering effort is still the same. It's still pretty easy to steer. So let's take a pretty tight turn here. Wow, that is not bad at all. Okay, let's take another turn here. Wow, that is not bad at all. That is really not bad. So we have a few sharp turns here, and I want to see how well this thing handles. So let's go ahead and downshift. Much like stock, except it's a lot more precise. No understeer. Can't even tell there's a welded diff. Pushing just a little bit. I can't even feel any kind of push. Perfect. The handling is so much better. Can't even tell. As you guys seen, I did install poly bushings in the differential and in the rear, but I didn't install any in the front just because I was a little bit worried there'd be too much vibrations. I honestly don't even feel the poly bushings. Now let's go full lock. That's not that bad. I mean, you just got to give it a little bit more throttle. Okay, now let's see how easy it is to swing out. Oh, wow, it's so much better. So much better. Wow. So much easier. Feel the diff half the time, and I mean, this thing is just like stock, but it's a lot better.
One week later.
Guys, what a beautiful day. We're out here cruising with the S2000. Super nice weather out here.
Go for a little pull right here. Ready? Set, go.
going? Just go. Damn, why are you trying to run me over?
Just stay in the middle.
I'm not. You're gonna hit me if.
Hey, record it.
Hey, where we at, bro? Where we at?
Bro, you in the hood, baby.
Alright.
Hey, you know where you at. Hey,
Alright.
we right here. You know where you at, baby.
Hey, you know what it is? We're in the hood.
Here's your stuff back. Have you ever been?
So guys, let me give y'all the backstory of how I got pulled over. So basically I was coming home from lunch and I just wanted to feel the car out. I mean, this was after all this was filmed. So I was trying to get to know the car a little bit better, and there's an officer pointing the opposite direction. He ended up clocking me 49 in a 35. Now this was by far the coolest and nicest officer I've ever seen in my life. And trust me guys, I've met some pretty terrorizing officers that almost made me cry. But this guy was super cool and understanding. Now he was coming out of his car with a piece of paper in his hand, and I honestly thought that was a ticket, but it ended up to be just a warning. So yeah guys, really cool guy.
Have you ever received a ticket for speeding?
I did once.
Okay. For what?
It was in a school zone, I believe.
Okay.
Just a school zone office.
Alright, I'm not giving you a ticket. I'm just giving you a warning.
All right.
Everyone speeds. I mean,
Yeah.
just try to slow down on that road. Just there you go.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're good. I'm not gonna.
I'll be sure to keep it.
People
Keep it
make
down.
mistakes. We're all people, right?
Yeah.
I said you sign this for me. With your finger, yes sir. You have any questions?
Nah. Try to keep it down.
You're good. This is not meant to guilt or anything. It's just agreeing that you're receiving a warning. It's not going to go against you. It's not going to go on your license or anything like that. It's just a warning between me and you saying, hey, slow down. You're good to go. How fast does this thing go?
Like,
how fast have you topped it?
In general?
Yeah.
I mean, I read that they go.
No, how fast have you topped this? You don't have to lie to me, man. Come on. I ain't going to get you for it.
I've been 100.
100?
In Mexico.
In Mexico? Shit. You run from the police in Mexico?
It's a fun little car.
I bet. All right, man.
Yeah.
You're good to go. Hey, just take it easy,
Yeah.
all right?
Thank you, sir.
You're good.
Y'all, that was golden, guys. I hope you picked that up. I honestly deserve getting a ticket for that, because I've been doing so much stupid stuff with this car lately. Man, that's crazy.